Hi there, welcome to another video with me, Jennifer Kirk, and today we're going to be doing another box opening and review, and this is a special commission item that I picked up a little while ago. In fact, I picked up a few of these, and it was commissioned by a model shop down in, I think it's Sidcup, it's Invicta Model Railways, and they commissioned Bachmann to produce a CCT or covered carriage truck. This model is one that isn't in the main range, so any version that you get has to come from there. The one I'm going to review today is the Red Star Parcels, as we can see here, catalogue number 39-555Z, the Mark 1 NPV EX-CCT Red Star Express Parcels. Now we'd see it comes with the slightly longer Bachmann box. It is quite a long wagon. Now it's been produced in a number of different liveries, including the red and blue RTC livery and the yellow re-railing engineers livery. Now the RTC livery is completely sold out, so there doesn't seem to be really any point in showing you that. And also the yellow one, nice though it is, does match some of the previous Model Zone special commissions as well, which is one of the main reasons that I got it. Is very nearly sold out and may well be sold out by the time this video goes online. So I've chosen this Express Parcels livery because they're still in stock. You can still go out and get your pretty little selves one of these. They also do them in British Railways plain blue and also maroon as well, and there is a weathered version too. Now it's a pretty standard Bachmann box. Pop the tabs, slide out the insert, and we've got a pretty standard de rigueur plastic insert here now. And as you can see there, we've got a bag of extra bits here, which is becoming pretty much normal for a lot of these things. And what they appear to be in there is we've got brake hoses, we've got some brake stretcher rigging which would go behind the wheels, and we've also got some of the vacuum hoses as well, which is a nice touch, but completely useless if you're going to actually run these. So what I tend to actually do is leave an awful lot of this stuff in the packet, because for me, what is underneath the wagon and what gets in the way of the couplings, you don't really see it when it's running. So unless you're really hardcore person, then you can probably get away without putting those in. If we open up the packaging here, we can see we've got the foam across the top of the wagon. It used to be tissue paper actually, but for some reason now we've got this sort of strange foam on this one, and that just protects the roof from scuffing. So we lift that out, and we've got a bit more foam in there just to protect the wheels from rubbing. Put that to one side. Now we can see here it's quite a long four-wheeled wagon. It's probably one of the longest four-wheel wagons that ran on British Railways. So in terms of flange wear, going around tight curves, this thing must have squealed like a stuck pig, and also suffered greatly from wearing out its flanges. But it doesn't really matter. In the model world, we probably will find that it won't go around very, very tight curves very well. It's interesting to note that there is no means for the wheels to swivel. Now this was something that on, for example, the long wheelbase OBA wagons and the VBA wagons that Bachmann did, they made it so that the wheels could actually move. And what you tended to find is that they'd end up crabbing and run more prone to derailing on point work. So actually this is probably a much better way of doing it. Now that I have got this upside down, what we can see is we do have the close coupling mechanism on the couplings, and that allows these well, I don't know, are they wagons or are they coaches? I think they're officially classed as coaches, but they were for parcels traffic. We can see that these couplings do allow the wagon to run very close coupled in a train, and also get around some of those tighter train set type curves. They are self-centering on a spring there. But we can also see the immense attention to detail on the brake rigging that's gone on here. And in some ways, I've said this before, it's a hiding to nothing. Because when these things are sat on the track, you're not going to see any of that. And I think in some respects it's detail for the sake of doing it, and because a small select band of rivet counters get really annoyed if you can't turn it upside down unprototypically and gander at detail on the underside that you wouldn't normally see. You can also see all these gusset plates down the side there. I think that is very, very nicely done. They're very, very thin. In reality, these would have been triangular pieces of metal that would stop the flex between the body and the sole bars. But they are very nicely, very crisply modelled. Now we can see that the livery detail on these, well, it is a fairly simple livery, and by virtue of the nature of these wagons, the liveries that they carried were fairly simple, but it is very crisply applied. We've got the red and yellow bands, there is no bleed over, and then we've got the red star Parcels logo. And actually in some very few places around the country it's still possible to see that logo on signs, on buildings, and certainly up until recently when it was refurbished, the real Bolton Trinity Street station had a small defunct office that had the red star Parcels sign on it. We can also see all of this lettering detail is so crisply applied that even though my tired eyes can't read it without the aid of a magnifying glass, I do know that when we do the close-ups on this video, you will almost certainly be able to read all that lettering. Now we've got the bars on the windows, they're all modelled nicely, and it is flush glazing. I can feel there the glazing sits flush to the bodywork as it would on the real thing, and that is really nice. Now these handrails, I'm looking at those, I can see daylight underneath them. So certainly at least the vertical handrails are separately applied detail. There really has been no expense spared with these, and for what is probably a fairly simple item of rolling stock, they really have pulled out all of the stops to get it right. We've got the representation of the end doors there, crisply moulded, and you can also see there's all the holes in the buffer beam, and they would take the separately applied detail that I pointed out earlier on in the box. Overall, I would say that this model carries a Jenny certified 10 out of 10, and there's not many models that I would give the full 10 out of 10 to, but certainly I can't really find fault with this wagon. Now certainly there's probably people out there who know these wagons inside and out and will say, yeah, well that's slightly wrong, that is 4 microns to the left of where it should be. But in my view, this is a model, and those sort of things do not detract from it, and I'm quite happy to give this wagon a full 10 out of 10. Now I hope this video has been very informative to you, and don't forget to like it if you liked it, and share it too, and also subscribe to the channel and you'll be the first to see new videos as they go on up. Anyway, until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take very good care of yourself, and bye for now. Over there, and I want some spaceman. Spaceman, my only one. I love the way that we just go into the same thing.
Okay, action.